Hello everybody and welcome to SAF1 ESports League round number 4. Here we are for the championship at Singapore tonight. Which is of course a circuit which is very hard according to the game. It is 5 kilometers or 3.14 miles, and it's got 23 turns of the circuit as well. And for the first time this season, we've already had a few of us here doing the league, but as we now get back to normal screen, for the first time this season, everybody, we are here with a co-commentator. So we're here with Dylan.
Hello everybody, great to be here. I think I commentated the last race for the one before. I can't remember which one exactly, but yeah, I'm looking forward to tonight.
Yeah, so it should be a good race tonight. I think wasn't it Belgium you did?
Yeah, Belgium.
Yeah, so that was a couple of rounds ago, I think. So just to give you very quickly the championship, because I know everybody who's watching is eager to know. Do you want to go through that, or?
I can do. I actually need to put it up real quick. So we've got McLaren leading the constructors by quite a hefty margin at the minute, around 23 points it looks like. So McLaren on top of the constructors for the minute. Mackett very much leading the pack with 60 points, leading the drivers' standings. That's followed by Madtrav and Kong Hofner on 31 points. So, I mean, it's still very early in the season, so if you can get in a high points paying position, maybe top 5, you can definitely throw yourself up to the grid.
You can indeed. So yeah, it is, as you said, rightly so. Everybody all the way down have scored points. So as you said, it's Maki, Madtrav, and King Hoffner top 3, and that means then that it is McLaren, Renault, and Racing Point who are your top lot.
It'll be interesting to see because I've raced with Conrad a lot, SAF1 Conrad, and he had an unlucky outing in Belgium. I think just down to driver error. I believe it was under safety car. So he was very unlucky in that race because I know just how quick he is. So I'm expecting a good showing from the Mercedes guys today because yeah, I was expecting more coming to Belgium.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see who the first out on circuit was, and I think it was Phantom Bunny, so he'll be the first probably to settle that here. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what actually happens, because last week King Hoffner got driver of the day. It was a great drive from King Hoffner, Kong Hoffner, sorry, last week. Why I butcher names, I'm sorry. But great drive from him last week. It was around the circuit of Spain. He did a very good race last week, coming from near the back of the grid to 3rd and at the top of the championship, just to say. So last week's finishes was Grancy Boy, King, Kong Hoffner and Nadim were your top 3 last week. So can they do it again this week, as Phantom Bunny does set the first time, which is a 35-8, but then already beaten by Alonso.
Very impressed by Kong there last week, because Spain is a very difficult track to overtake, and there's a lot of places where driver error can come into it, especially beginning of sector 3, where you can really just throw the car off the track. So really impressive for him to get into 3rd place. Time's already tumbling at Cunard on a 34.2. Impressive from him, but yeah, still a lot of time left in the session.
There is indeed a lot of time left. I don't know, it's weird, because when I was here last week, loads of them going on mediums as well. Do you think they know it's going to be wet then, because of all the softs? Or is it just a quick circuit for softs?
I mean, the meta in this game has been to go onto the mediums for qualifying, or at least from what I've seen. So I think nobody attempting the mediums means that we possibly have a wet race on our hands.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of, as Ray is out of the session in 14th there, so I don't know where they crashed out. We're about to see it actually, because our car is heading down into that section now, so we'll just have to wait and see. Just give it a second if we can find out. So we're on board, by the way, with the guy you just talked about. I think it's Conrad.
Oh, he's just crashed it?
I can't see what happened, but it was down this little straight we're on now. So something happened. No, his car's gone, but he was down this straight here somewhere. He crashed it, so...
I saw his wheel closest to the wall actually collapsed, so I think he might have got some wheel spin and just hit the wall, I'm not too sure.
Okay then, well, thanks for that. But yeah, so everyone is setting times now, so everyone is getting a lap. And G-Man is now on a lap. We'll see what he can do, as he's invalidated his lap, so that will be a no-show for him. Quintin here, one of the guys who... I don't know really, it's been really hard really to find a true winner for a race, because every single round so far everyone has kind of won a race, so there's been like different winners. So
I think it really depends on how much practice each person does each week, because the game is still relatively new. It's not like we're 9-10 months into the game, everybody knows all of the tracks. So I think whoever's practicing the most during the week is finding an advantage, but again, it's just different people having more time, less time to practice, and that's why we're getting this difference in results every week, I think.
Yeah, because this week, because I think it was last week, wasn't it? It was Mad Trav that won at Belgium. So last week it was, is he here tonight, Granty? No, he's not, but Granty Boy won last week, Mad Trav the week before, and the first round, which was, where is the first one? Japan. I think it was Mackett. Yeah, Mackett won the race. So it shows that anyone can actually win the races. It's just about consistency.
Yeah, the especially around the street circuit, I know at least because I've done Baku a couple times already, and the amount of people that have been caught out just because they've been inconsistent is quite interesting to see, especially on the castle section. People just seemingly ending their runs just because they haven't been careful enough to, consider. You don't want to try gain a couple few tenths by clipping your wing onto the wall. So a lot of people sacrificing their races for a very small and significant amount of time.
Indeed, they are. As we're now looking at the Ronald says puts a wave in the chat, say hello to him, and somebody called Matt says hi, just subscribed and go G-Man. So we've got a G-Man follower tonight. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there. But yeah, as you can see, I'm just going to put it on now, show you this. To leader, it is 0.9 to place in the top 3. So there is a big gap. There's quite a big gap actually tonight with the drivers around this circuit.
Kong has just gone into the mediums, so my hypothesis of there being a wet race might not be true. But we'll see what happens with him. Only half the field's already set a time. I don't know if people are just are invalidating their laps or they're only going out now. But yeah, a lot of people still to set times.
Indeed, we have Saggy Fat Face just starting lap now. His lap was invalidated at 42, and now Nadim is on his lap as well, about to finish it. So, well, he's coming into the last sector now. So let's see what his middle sector time is. Quickest middle sector of anyone apparently. So it's going to be interesting to see around here. It's one of the longest races this circuit is of the calendar. So it will be interesting to see what happens. Oh no, Nadim has invalidated lap. Going just about to go underneath the grandstand, and he invalidates his lap. There does Nadim. And into the pits he comes, so he's not going to get a run on them tyres. It could be dry then wet, but we don't know. We'll find out in the race.
Yeah, we've got two guys on the mediums now, but obviously I think everybody's happy to run on the soft tyres. Maybe the degradation is not as bad as we think it will be. I would assume that they would want to be on a one-stop strategy. I can't see a two-stop working on a 50% race. Obviously, I would be expecting safety cars, so I'd always look at, how can I make a two-stop work because Singapore will bring up a safety car, whether it's at the beginning or somebody's just crashed by themselves. There's always an opportunity to get something out of the strategy.
Indeed, as you can see Mackett now coming to the line. He's just set that this is his quickest sector now. Across the line he comes. A 42 he sets there on the mediums.
Impressive. I mean, he's only the third person, I think, to set a 34. But yeah, we're finding some consistency amongst I'd say the top 7 now. They're starting to bunch up.
Indeed, yeah. Mackett is just starting his second lap on the mediums now, which is a time there. It was a 42 that time on the mediums for Mackett, so it's not the best, but hopefully he can do something with the mediums. The only cars that haven't set laps yet, just to say, are the G-Moon, Nadim, and Vin for real. So I don't know if Vino for real has a penalty or something, but he could do.
I'm not too sure. I think where you find most of your time around this track is around the sector 2, which is very technical. Quinton's setting at 37 there, not a very competitive lap time from him. But yeah, the sector 2 is a lot of third, fourth gear, where if you're running more aero, you start to get an advantage. But if you can modulate your throttle better than everybody else, you're definitely going to come amongst the winners in sector 2, which is really important to this lap.
Indeed you can, as across the line has just gone Eugene, and he sets a 35.3 and goes 5th. So not a bad lap there, puts him in 6th now it does, because Mackett just sets a 55.1 on the mediums.
3-lap old mediums of that.
Oh, as here comes Granty Boy, who just joins us now with 5 minutes qualifying left. Can he get into his car and get in time? We'll have to wait and see. But how have you been? Because you've watched one race. How impressed have you been with the championship? Or
it's been very close racing. The Belgian race, it was unlucky that we had a lot of safety cars. It got rid of a lot of the racing, because before that first safety car there was a lot of close battles. Like the midfield from 5th onwards was really packed. You had 5-6 drivers all within a second of each other, and it was really impressive to see, because following F1 cars is very difficult because of the dirty air. So to see everybody managing to drive cleanly for the most part was encouraging to see. And hopefully they carry it on to Singapore, because you have to be very careful around here if you want to be doing overtakes.
You do indeed, as out now comes Vino. Comes Vino for real, and I think just about to come out onto circuit. Nope, that's not. I thought Granty Boy was about to come out there, but he stayed in the pits. He has indeed. But yeah, I'm still baffled. Yeah, it's been really good. I would say there has been some moments where you're thinking that the drivers have been a bit, not dirty, but a bit close together.
Yeah, around Spa, you did have a few frisky moments. I think it's very easy when you're faster than the car ahead of you to kind of just try to assert yourself. Like, yes, I want this position to carry on. But yeah, around Spa, you've got your opportunities to overtake. Here, you've got to really, really be careful. I mean, you've got your first DRS zone after turn 3, and then maybe on the start-finish straight, if you've got to run on someone. So being conservative around this track is going to be an advantage, I would say.
Yep. Indeed, I totally agree with that. As let's see then what Vin is going. Let's see, he is out. Granty Boy is on a lap right now. Let's see what he can do. As he hasn't invalidated yet, so hasn't Vino for real. He just starts his lap now. So Granty Boy on a lap right now, as he is around the circuit doing his outer lap. So let's see what he can do on his flying lap as well. But yeah, it's been interesting, this championship. It has so far, and we still have quite a few rounds to go. So most of the weeks will be us two commentating for all of you who are watching. So just to give you again where we are for the next after today. We're in Hungary after today for round 5. Then round 6 is Britain, Sochi, which is Russia. Then it is Bahrain, uh, Zandvoort, which is the Netherlands, and then the final round is in Italy. So, yeah,
A lot of tight tracks on that calendar, so I think qualifying just becomes all that more important. See
indeed.
see Conrad still 6 tenths above everybody else at the minute. Qualifying is going to be imperative, especially around here and Hungary. If you want to do well, I don't think you'll be coming back from the back and getting into third. It's going to be really difficult.
It is going to be really difficult tonight to see what happens because it's. I think it's the best. The first lap is where you can win or lose the race around here. So
Yeah, the first couple corners are tight before you have that long run into turn 4. You've got to take your chances on the first lap, but obviously you don't want to sacrifice your wing because then you're just going to be at the back of the pack.
you are indeed, as we're just seeing what Granty Boy can do because he's the only one who has to allow it. Vino just sets a 140, so I think he's on his second lap, about to.
Oh.
Yep.
Alonso's got a purple sector 1.
As Granty Boy just sets a purple sector 2, so on the medium tyres he's setting a purple sector 2 there, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens here as he heads underneath the grandstand now he does, which is a very tight section there. You just can go too wide there, but very tight there indeed. As out the last corner now he comes. Let's see what the time's going to be as he exits the last corner now. It's going to be a 44.628. Goes second on the mediums.
Alonso set a purple sector 1 and a purple sector 2, so I think the top guys are going to be wary here. He's done well under the bridge. Very, very clean from himself. He's now going to go down a couple gears. Does lock up the brakes a little bit, but now it's all about this run to the line. It's mostly flat out. You've got to take off some throttle for this last corner. He'll open the DRS, and it is pole for him in a 34.2, only piffing Conrad by 800ths, but it's good enough for pole.
It is indeed good enough for pole, as we have 3 yellow flags out on the circuit, plus everyone now trying to get their positions for their race. We are here, as we're now looking at Kong Hoffner goes 4th on that lap. Let's see what Big D Mag can do as he just starts his lap now. There's somebody else who's just improved as well there. I don't know who that
Demon
was.
10th, yeah, on the mediums.
Yep. But as you're rightly saying, as I look at all the circuits, it's every single tight circuit we had this year. We had Japan, then we went to Belgium, which is not Belgium's not a tight circuit, but a tricky circuit. Then you went to Spain, which is very tight. Here is very tight. Then Hungary's tight, and then Russia's tight, like Sochi, and so is Netherlands. So
yeah, all very tight tracks. I just want to look at Conrad at the minute. He set a purple sector 2. He is on the soft tyres. I think this is a new set as well, so I think this is going to be very close between him and Alonso now.
Let's have a look then. As he comes to the line, it is a 33.9.
Decent.
Well.
Really well done from him. 3/10 quicker than everybody else. That's a really good effort.
But there's still one contender to still do a quick lap here, and that is Big D Mag. He is now exiting the S's just before the last corner. Now heading into the last couple of corners. Into last corner now he turns. Let's see then what the time's going to be. It's going to be enough for 9th. A 55.270. And there's still Alonso on the circuit, but he's not going to complete a lap here. I think he's going to pit on the tyre probably. So
encouraging to see how close 6th to 9th is. I mean, even 11th, there's about 4/10 in it, 3/10 in it between the mid pack. So encouraging for the race.
Indeed it is. So there is qualifying done. Interesting qualifying that was. Wasn't expecting it to be that close at the top. But there you go. And different drivers at the top for once. So it is Conrad. Sorry, 33.921 pole position. Then it's Alonso 2nd. Granty Boy 3rd. 4th is Kong Hoffner. Then it's Ignites in 5th. Sixth is next, which is Zardi. Then it's Mackett, Quintin, Big D Mag. Then it is Eugene. Then it is Nadim. 12th is Saggy Fat Faced, and that is it. That's all we've got time for there.
I'm praying it's wet. Nope.
And it's not. No, not wet at all. There, it's not. Let's just check what tyres are going to do then. I think it'll be top 10 all on softs. Well, 8 of the top 10 on softs, the rest on the other 2 on mediums.
I'm hoping the lobby just loads properly.
And all of
And
that.
there's always issues with F1.
There will indeed, as we have 20 seconds now till the session should start. Or 25 seconds, sorry. Now 20 seconds. But yeah, it should be interesting to see what happens here. And just very quickly, as we go into the race, right? If you have if you find an incident happening or something, you can just butt in, by the way, so it's totally fine. So don't worry. So just jump over my voice. If you do hear that, guys, it's that there's an incident happening. So
Yeah, it will be it'll be interesting to see with the medium runners if they fall down the pack at all. The predicted pit stop strategy is saying 2 stops regardless of what tire you're on. So I still think they're all going to be on a 1 stop. I certainly wouldn't plan for a 2 stop, but yeah, we'll see what happens there. But the medium runners need to be careful here because if they don't get their tires up to temperature, because the softs end up heating up much quicker than the mediums do. If you can't get those mediums up to temperature, you're just going to fall back in the grid and you're going to lose 2-3 positions on the start, which is a big issue.
you are indeed. So it's Phantom Bunny 12th, Digimon in 13th, 14th Ronald, 15th Dexter, 16th is Vino for real. Then it's Ray in 17th and Granty Boy in 18th, and everybody in the top 10 as we were going for, except Nadim, Mackett, and Quintin are on the softs, and everybody except Ronald are on the mediums in the rest. And before we do go any further, do you have a prediction for this race? Your top 3?
I think the soft runners will have a better race. I mean, I'm expecting an early safety car, so that's gonna play into the hands of the soft runners. So around the top 5, I'm looking at Ignatz or Kong Hofner, just because I think they're 2 really consistent drivers that are able to execute strategies well. From what I saw in Belgium, the safety cars will be a big factor. The medium runners will have an advantage if it turns out there will be no safety cars. But yeah, that's extremely unlikely. I think the soft runner's going to have a better race.
Yeah, Granty Boy just says I was 3rd, now I'm at the back. So I have no idea what he means by that, but
Huh.
let me just check as qualifying finishes what the positions were very quickly, and then we will. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, Granty Boy says there was 3rd. But the predictions tonight, just very quickly for the tyres, are softs to mediums 6 to 8, and then mediums again on 18 to 24. This is what the game says. If you want to go softs to mediums, it'll be 6 to 8, it'll be 5 to 8, and then it'll be 16 to 23 to drop to come on to the hards. But yeah, it's a very big surprise for Granty Boy. He's last in the race, but he actually qualified 3rd.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens after this. We might have a restart after the couple laps, but for now, we're just going to have to go with what we have.
Well, maybe it's a glitch in the game, mate, but I would say very quickly, mate, just go with what you are. Go where you are, because we are syncing up. We are now. Let's just check if we can sync up. Yeah, we can. 3, 4 and 5 red lights are on, and we are about to be away here in Singapore. And we are now green in Singapore, and away we go. Let's see if Granty Boy can get a good start from the back, but Conrad at the front is leading from Alonso now as they're dive bombing into corner one. There's a crash. There is a crash, and I don't know who that was. I think that was Zardi. It was. Zardi has crashed, and so has the G-Man, and so has... That is it. And we have a safety car already.
Everybody has survived that initial altercation. Granty Boy actually making up 4 positions there, so well done to him. But yeah, nobody actually ending their races as of yet. But unfortunately for Ignat and Zardi, they're the 2 losers from that first 2 corners as they have fell to the back of the pack. It'll be interesting to see if anybody does switch tyres now, though, because this is just the first lap.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see. As just to say, we have the G-Man, Big D, Mag, and Zardi, who were the ones who had the problem at the back of the field. They were there, but we do have a little gap here. We do from Phoenix, from Phantom Bunny, all the way up to Ronald here. It's a massive gap, that is, and then Ronald has a massive gap up to Vino for real. So
a lot of guys are getting penalties for yellow flags. I think there's been a bit of a glitch here with the safety car.
I think so, because you can see definitely at the back from Phantom Bunny, all up there. But anyway, another strategy comes through, which is 7 to 9 mediums and then 19 to 25 mediums, or you can go soft straight to hard, and that'll be your one stop. Tonight it will, but yeah, I'm surprised. These are so far behind the field now. They are. But
I'm sure.
Sorry, Kyle.
Yeah. I'm sure we can fix this post race with stewards and such, but it's unfortunate for these guys that have gotten 5-second penalties, because I'm definitely sure none of these guys would intentionally take a position under a safety car.
Wow, as we say this, as there's the 2 stop if you want to see that again on the screen, but it's Alonso, Mackett, and Kong Hoffner have come into the pits for a pit stop.
I think everybody in the back will come for a pit stop as well, as there's bits of wing all over the place, missing bits that they'll all have to get fixed.
Ignites is in, the G-Man's in, Big D Mag is in, and so is Zardi. So they're all in. It's about, by the way, if you didn't know, about a 25-second pit stop tonight, the races, so... Begs the question again, 25-second pit stop, that's quite a long pit stop for this kind of circuit, so...
The pit straight itself is quite small, so I'm surprised it takes that long.
Yeah, all it is really is from it's from the actual heading into the pits to actually heading out of past the yellow line. That's what 25 seconds is. So I did a stream a couple of days ago and somebody said that was what it was, so but I thought it'd be a bit shorter. But anyway, safety car is out though. There's another strategy if you want another strategy, guys, on the screen.
Couple guys on the hard tires.
Yep. But do you think that some of the guys at the top, like Conrad, should have pitted again to change off the softs, or?
I mean, again, I think we're going to see a lot of safety cars this race. I wouldn't be too bothered if I were them. The safety car is going to put everybody back to basically where we started. Everybody really close and jumbled. There's a lot of guys that will be wanting to make positions up early because overtaking is just so hard on this track. I mean, they definitely could have pitted, but they would have lost a lot of positions as well. Everybody in the top 10 hasn't pitted, in fact. So yeah, they would have fell back to 11th and 12th, and I think it's better for them just to keep their lead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only guys from the actual top 10 who did pit were Kong, Hoffner, and Alonso were the only 2 pitted from the top 10, and then Mackett and Ronald pitted, who were 11th and 12th, I think, in the race at the time. So yeah, it's very interesting. Here it is to see what happens. So as we go off board now, we will from Eugene. We'll go off board from him, and we will head a bit further back. What is the gap? Let's have a look. What's the gap then? It's not a big gap, Mackett is last in the train, and then now breaking into corner 1 goes Zardy. So that's the gap. It's about 3 seconds, maybe 5-6 seconds, I'd say, as they're closing up now to close up to the pack.
I'm not sure what the play is on the hard tires. I would have gone with the mediums. The hard tires could work, but you would need a long time in between safety cars, because if you're going on the hard tires now, you will still need to pit by the end of this race. You're not going to last a whole 27, 28 laps on the hard tires.
Yeah, the game did say, I think it was, you had to pit on lap like 6 or 7 to get onto the hards. So the game was like, you've got to pit by, I think it was, yeah, it was, actually I'll have a look. Give me 1 second. We can look back in the stream and have a look for you, but...
I mean, yet again, if you're doing half your laps under safety car, then maybe you can do your whole race on the hard tires.
No, it was 12 to 18. They wanted you, the game said you should pit for hards, so... That was from the soft tyres, so 12 to 18, get off the softs and go onto the hards. A safety car is in this lap.
Yeah, the hard tires could play crucial here, because if we do have more safety cars in this race, you know, suddenly you do 10-15 laps under safety car with hard tires, and you can go to the end of the race just fine.
The G-Man is literally just caught up with the back of the field, so it's all good. Alonso now gets a 5-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flag. Don't know why he ignored yellow flags there. Probably didn't know them, but...
Another glitch, I would say.
Yep, maybe it is. I don't know if it is, but maybe it is. As the leader now heads into the... I call it the S section, the little chicane. There we go there. Through the chicane he goes. And when is Conrad... He's gone. Off he goes then. We are green again now on Raceway, and away we go for the rest of the race now for 27 laps. Well, 28 laps actually. As it's clean at the front of the field. As we have Alonso going a little bit deep, and Kong Hofner through he goes. I was not seeing that from Alonso there, but everyone else at the back are just praying that they don't have a crash again.
Yeah, it's been relatively clean for the minute, but I'm sure they'll start bunching up soon.
Let's have a look. Any close battles? The only close one at the moment is between Vin for real and Sagi Fat. No, it's not, because Ray down the inside of Phantom Bunny. No, Phantom Bunny kept the position there. Or was that Phantom
Good
Bunny
racing.
actually, was that actually Bunny getting through?
It's decent racing between these two for the minute. There's a lot of battles going on. I know Vinyl for real was very close to Saggy, and Grancy Boy now catching up with these two that are fighting, as the McLaren locks up, nearly goes into the back of the house. But now you've got this run into sector 3.
You have indeed, as we take a look at the rest of the field. So gainers and losers from pit stops and from safety cars. It's lap number 4 here. We've only had, literally, this is only our second lap under green flag conditions. Well, we had 1.5 laps. This is pretty much our first lap and full lap under green conditions. And it is, just to tell you what it is up 7 for Eugene, up 7 for Nadeem, up 3 for Quintin, 6 for Saggy Fatface, 10 for Vino for real, 5 for Phantom Bunny, Ray 9 and Granty 9, and 5 for Dexter, and then it's 9 and 9 down for Alonso and Hofner, and 10 and down for Zardi, and 12 for Ignites, and they are your biggest losers, and they are your gamers as well. As at the front of the field, sorry, Karen. Nadeem takes the position there from Eugene, and into P number 2 he goes.
I'm just watching this fight between Dexter, Alonso, and Hofner. Very interesting. Alonso getting ahead of Hofner in turn 2 on the outside of, in turn 1. The outside of turn 1 becomes the inside in turn 2, so it was a really good overtake from himself, and now he hunts down the other racing point.
tried around the outside there. He did. I don't think that was. Was it just a late break that he tried that, or was he
Yeah,
actually
yeah, it
meaning
was late
that?
break.
Do you think he actually meant that?
It's difficult to follow the calls, so I don't think so. When you're in fresh air, you obviously break later than what you do behind. As Alonso tries again for Dexter, he really wants to get this move done, but this is what we were saying, it's just really difficult to overtake on this track, and you've got to take what you can get, but you don't want to be too aggressive, because all of a sudden you lose your wing, and then you're at the back of the pack.
Indeed. And in the pits now comes Eugene. And it's, yeah, we go. If you were doing a two-stop, the medium tyres is the best option now to go on to. So apparently it's medium tyres from now to go on to here. So in he comes, onto the mediums he comes. And out. So we'll have to see what this time will be. But he's right at the end of the last he is now.
Varner's getting very close to Saggy. He's on the inside now.
Oh! That was contact.
Racing incident, I would say. It was Varner on the inside. However, it looks like was it the Haas? I think it was the Haas. Just cutting him. I think it was a racing incident though. I couldn't shift the blame to anybody there. But yeah, really unfortunate for Varner.
The only thing I would say is that Saggy, as we go on board with him now, did cut off the inside line. So I think it may be just a little bit of his fault, but you can't really fault it though, can you? You can't, as Dexter makes a mistake, and Vino and Mackett get through, but Mackett now side by side with Vino as they go down another DRS straight here, and they touch wheels, but no, Vino keeps the position but goes wide, and let's see if Mackett can get through.
Yep, Raz also fighting with Phantom Bunny at the minute.
Indeed they are. As there goes Nadim and sets the fast lap of the race.
On the mediums as well, so he's pushing.
Do you think... I think it's time to take the softs off now. I think they're done. But Dexter... Oh, there must be a mistake here. Must be something happened. Nope, just coming into the pits comes Dexter. So... It's medium tyres now for two-stop again. The medium tyres, I've said again. Come in if you need them.
Nadim's called Conrad napping. Yeah, he's used a lot of his overtake to get within 1 second of him, so now he will have DRS. Conrad will have to play. He's got an interesting decision to make here. Does he keep running on the softs, or does he need to pit?
As Ray and Fanta Bunny, Ray gets through. They do there, so very nice. But then right behind them now is Grantier Boy, who started in last. Should have started P3 but started last, but great drive from him to get to 7th.
Yeah, he was one of the big benefits from everybody pitting on that first safety car up to 7th place. Though that does mean that he will have to pit. But I mean, again, if everybody else had to make an extra pit stop, so I think it was a good play by him to stay out. And yeah, he's definitely one of the big gainers.
He is indeed, as we now see the battle with Granty Boy and Alonso now right on his tail. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here.
The battle for first is within half a second now. Conrad, he's lost a bit of traction outside of the S's now. Nadim very close, but Conrad looks like he's going to come into the pit. So this is going to be the lap of his life for Nadim, as he needs to now set a faster lap than Conrad's out lap. As it looks like he goes onto the medium tyres. So yeah, I can't say who's going to end up ahead.
As Ray now down inside he goes. Has he made a mistake? He has. Saggy Fatface has lost out. Saggy has lost out to Ray there. Great move into corner 1. Still side by side they were in 2 and 3. And then down a little straight into corner 4 now they break. He makes it through. Very nicely there he does.
Oh, Saggy's lost a lot of wing. He lost some wing into turn 1, but now into turn 3 as well. He hit the wall, so he's definitely going to have to come into the pits.
He does here. No. Oh, there's a yellow flag out in sector 1. Where's that? What's that for? I don't know who that's for. It doesn't say. Or it doesn't...
Looks like a racing point.
Say... Kong Hoffner comes out of the pits now.
I'm not sure.
I don't know then, it didn't... It hasn't come up on my screen, so we'll just say it's a glitch from the game for now.
Cru Crucially though, Kunrad hasn't come into too much traffic, though he will now get the dirty air of Eugene, as I expect Nadim to pit shortly to counteract Kunrad here.
Mackett has just got past Alonso into P number 7, so Mackett up to P7 now, and I think Mackett is the better opportunity here for him. He's on 5 lap old tyres, never out on 7, so they all have to pit again. He probably doesn't for another like 7 or 8 laps, so he knows what he can do on them tyres.
Saggy's bunching up everybody here. He's going to need to pit because, yeah, he's holding up his teammate as well.
And in he comes. There's Mackett now, trying to get past Granty boy. Here goes Mackett then. Here goes Mackett into corner 1. Late breaker from Mackett there, but nope, can't get through. Oh, but I think Saggy's just gone. I think Granty boy, sorry, it's gone. Yeah, Granty boy went wide because of it, and Mackett through he goes.
He did do very well to recover though. Alonso also coming in to pit for a wing change as well as another set of the hard tyres.
He is indeed. We have 9 out of 31 laps gone. Still pretty much the same order as it was a couple of laps ago.
Grant made a little bit of contact there with Mackett just on his rear wheels. I don't think that's going to do any damage to his front wing. They're all quite low on energy, which means they're really trying to get ahead of each other. Phantom Bunny very much holding the fort for Haas, as Saggy just very unfortunate to have that wing damage.
Yes, indeed. The gap, by the way, has gone up to 4 seconds. So, just to give you some idea here of what we're looking at, I'm going to show you this now. So, Nadim, his last lap was a 40.8, right? That was his lap where Conrad came into the pits, and Conrad's last lap was a 2-minute 3 coming out of the pits. So we'll have to see what Conrad's lap this time is to class it as his best lap of the race. So we'll keep an eye on Conrad, who is currently in 14th right now. Is he trying to get past? He is here. Eugene, and he's got past.
I think Ronald's either gotten some damage or he's just simply lost 2 positions.
Yeah, Eugene there just hits the wall and is out. He's retired himself from the race there. Shouldn't. It's a virtual safety car because of it. He was coming around the corner, slid the car, and now is out. As Conrad sets a 41 that time, so he's quicker. So for Conrad now is pushing a bit, but we do have a virtual safety car.
Conrad's the massive loser from this virtual safety car. Nadim's going to be able to pit now. He's going to drop back a couple positions here, but he's not going to lose anything like the time Conrad's lost unless the virtual safety car ends before he gets around to the pit stop.
It has.
It's just finished now. But Nadim 32 seconds ahead of Conrad, which means if he pits now, he'll be comfortably ahead of Conrad, which is really his competitor for this race.
It is indeed, and there must be a mistake from Mackett because he's just lost 2 positions there to Granty Boy and Vino for real. Yep, no front wing, and he's got a puncher, and he's off. He's hit the wall, and he's out of the race. He just couldn't stop the car into the corner, and he just goes straight on and hits it into the wall. There was no stopping that car, I tell you that. It wasn't. He didn't want to finish. He probably did want to finish the race, but there was no stopping that car to go straight.
Very, very strange. Conrad's all over the back of G-Man now, as he will have DRS, and G-Man just simply gives up the position. Conrad was going to have the position all day long on the softer tyres, which means you have better traction out of the corner, as well as that DRS and more overtake. So, yeah, an easy move in the end, but Conrad's now playing catch-up to Nadim. D-Mag is quite close to Zardi now. T1, he is on the inside. They break about evenly. They're very, very close. The Mercedes ahead for now, and the Mercedes will keep the position. But D-Mag should have the DRS going into T4.
Before we do, Granty Boy gets past Phantom Bunny into P number 4 he goes.
D-Mag not close enough to get Zardi on that occasion, but I'd keep an eye on that battle because D-Mag is on the softer tyre.
He is indeed. As he heads around now, he does. On very nice indeed, and through into corner into that position he goes. P9. He's got Ronald right in front of him now. It's really good to see us will be here. What will happen?
He wants more. I think he's going to get him here. Or not. I think Ronald just using too much overtake there for Conrad to do anything. But I think it's inevitable here that Conrad will take the position just simply on much younger tyres. Oh, Conrad's actually lost some front wing, so it looks like he's got a yellow right front wing. I don't know what he's going to do about that. He might just end up pitting. But yeah, that's not something you want to end up doing now. He's going to end up at the back of the pack if he needs to pit.
We have a yellow flag out, don't know why that is, and that is because of a car off. Don't know why that was. It was Saggy Fatface is retired now, so he was the one who went off there. As Quintin now pits for the first time this race, so he takes him 12 laps on the mediums. Then is what he does, and then that's all he's going to do is 12 laps on the mediums there. So do you think that's good on the mediums, or?
I don't have any tyre data for this track, so if he's put, it's obviously for a reason. The story for me at the minute is Granty Boy up into third. Obviously hasn't pitted yet, but up 15 positions it looks like. 13 to 15 positions. Really good stuff from him.
Yeah, so he comes out now. So let me just, if I can find the actual stream that we did last week. Very quickly, and we can just find how long it was around here. Let me see if I can find it. Here we are.
Conrad did end up pitting for that wing damage, so he is now in last place, but on a fresh set of hard tyres.
Yeah, so lap 14 was everyone last week pitting from the mediums onto the hards, so around the same kind of time.
This race is tiring, man. We've only been 13 laps in. Felt like a whole race has gone.
Indeed, it has. Yeah, this is technically one of the longest this year because of the circuit. As I said at the start, if you haven't already, guys, and you just tuned in, it's 3.14 miles or 5 kilometers, whichever you work with, and that is a long circuit.
Yeah, so I think this race in total is going to be about 50 minutes, which is much longer than some of the other tracks, which are closer to 35 to 40. So yeah, this is a long one.
Here he comes then out of the pits now, comes Nadim, and where is the contender that you were talking about?
Conrad ended up pitting, so it's a completely different battle now for Nadim. He needs to clear this traffic without losing any of his front wing or ruining his race. Conrad now just needs to rely on the safety cars if he wants to get anywhere near the front. But yeah, I think Nadim and Conrad are the two quickest on track. Zardi actually sets the fastest lap, so never mind me. So there is a couple fights going on between Ignat and Ronald and Alonso and Dexter. Alonso 7/10 behind, has the DRS now. Doesn't look like he's going to get the racing point on this occasion. Ignat's just trying to keep his distance, just get the overtake done when he can. His harder tyres will start being quicker than the medium tyres because they're both on 11 lap old tyres. Ignat will get DRS down the straight. He is using the overtake. He's getting very close to the Ferrari now. Still not able to get behind him. His next opportunity is probably going to be on the start straight, so I will watch that battle go ahead. Nadim is within half a second of D-Mag as well. Much fresher tyres. He's going to look to get this overtake done very quickly.
It is indeed, as you say about Ignite as well, he's close to the back there as well. But Alonso now on the back of Dexter. Oh, Alonso nearly actually hit the back of Dexter's wheels there, the back right wheel, but doesn't, which is good.
No damage done.
No damage done. No, he didn't actually hit the wheel there. Eventually, there. Sorry if the stream is a little bit laggy for a second. That's what my
Varno's lasted 14 laps on the mediums.
Yeah, so
and
there you go,
he's
then.
coming to pits.
So here we go then. What's going to happen here as the G-Mag out the corner he comes now. And now down the DRS straight they go. This is into corner 5 now they're heading into. And it's going to be a race now, side by side into corner 6 it is. And it's going to be Nadim just get through. So Nadim just gets through. And into P number 2 he goes.
The battle behind is just as interesting. These three squabbling all over the place for position. Ignite's almost having to cut that corner there to try to keep position.
You
really close between these three.
Here goes Quintin then to try and... He had a look into the corner there before they head through these next section of corners, then down over the Anderson Bridge, which they're now heading over the Anderson Bridge. So, interesting to see here. But there's so many more battles to go, guys. Next lap, by the way, we still haven't even hit half race distance yet. Lap 17 is half race distance. I can't believe
it. Is a gorilla. Granty's actually in first place, so his first to last has come alive, but he's actually just come into the pits now. I think he would have been hoping for a safety car, but there comes a time where you do need to pit.
Yeah, it does indeed. It's not a big pit stop around here, as we say. I think it's about 20-second pit stops, so you'll be hoping for something. But the only problem is that little S section, the first, second, and third corners. You still have to use the S's to do this. But here we go then. Here he comes out. Where's he going to come out there, Granty boy? Now he can put the throttle power down, and let's see where Ray is compared to Granty boy. Granty boy P8 as he comes out, but we still have that battle, as you say, between Ignites and Ronald and Quintin. But Quintin's a little bit further back, just a tiny bit further back.
I'm just watching the battle now for 13th. These three are all really quick drivers. They're all at each other's throats at the minute.
Yeah, and just to say, Ignite has got through past Ronald, and let's see if Quintin can. Nope, Quintin actually backs off. So it's interesting to see here. Maybe he'll try the second DRS zone before the start line straight. If you didn't know, there's 3 DRS zones around here. The start line straight.
They're going 3 wide into corner 5. Varno actually does somewhat of a double overtake there for 13th place. I know it's quite insignificant, but these three are having an awesome battle right now.
They are, and Kong Hoffner, closing in on the Quintin battle. Quintin now has DRS, and he's going to go down the inside. He's at the outside line here into, I think this is 12. Is he going to make it stick?
Oh!
Very quickly, a quick switch back, and he's done it. Before he goes Quintin.
Brilliant move. I mean, he's had to mount the corner there, but has caught Ronald napping by the looks of it.
It has indeed. But yeah, it's very interesting. This, by the way, is half race distance. So lap 16 was half race distance. This is now a lap over half race distance. Now we are. So we're finally over half race distance, and we can breathe. We have less laps than we started. That's kind of.
Yeah, I'm just paying attention to some of the penalties here. Some of the guys are starting to rack up. I think Alonso's on 9 seconds. I do just need to check that, but yeah, these penalties are starting to become quite hefty for some of these guys. And
just to tell you, by the way, we started the race 28 minutes and 50 seconds ago.
Yeah, we could be in for an hour race here if there's another safety car.
We could be here. As the close battle is Quintin's and Ignites, they are close. And it's a good thing actually with Quintin, because Ignites will have to pit again because he's on 14 lap old tyres, as Zardy and Phantom Bunny, as Zardy makes it through. But I think Quintin will know that maybe Ignites has to pit again, because you can't do like 20 something laps on them tyres, surely. I
don't know what his play is here. 14 laps, you will have to pit, I assume, for another. Oh, you could do medium tyres if you came in now, but I'd be looking to stretch the hard tyres to close to 20 laps. So yeah, probably a medium tyre he'll be looking to get on. On which lap though? I have no idea.
Indeed. Or he could try and go to the softs and then have like the last 5 or 6 laps on the softs, but be a push, I think, to do. As Alonso now behind Phantom Bunny having a battle, so it's Alonso and Phantom Bunny and Quintin and Ignites who we're going to keep an eye on here because they're the only guys with close battles here. And of course Kong Hoffner, Granty Boy and Rail on the battle as well. But here goes Quintin then, DRS wide open now, down the inside he goes and through he goes.
Granty's close as well. Kong's actually gotten a 3-second penalty for defending his position there, going off the track. Granty getting very close. Himself and Rai are on much younger tyres than Hoffner, as they're going to make a run down into turn 5. All got the DRS open. The Alfa Romeo very close to the racing point, getting all over the back of it, and they've actually touched.
As Hoffner's out.
Disaster. Disaster.
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, the Alpha just getting into the back of the racing points. It's hard to tell if the racing point changed his line late, which could be the reason. Which could be the reason why he ended up in the wall. But yeah, strange accident. I think both of them were trying to change their actual lines going to that corner there, and they've just ended up meeting each other. This is really poor timing for Ignat. He would have liked this virtual safety car to have been maybe in 30-40 seconds time, because then he could have actually used it in the pit stop. But he will come out in, looks like 12th or 13th place if he did have to pit now. So Varno actually getting a penalty with contact with Phantom. I have no idea what happened there between them. Granty does make a pit stop. Only 1 lap old hard tires, so maybe he's sustained some wing damage. But I wouldn't have pitted. I don't know what's a wing change. So unfortunate for Grant. He was doing really well, but he's had to come in for a pit stop.
Vino for real comes in to the pits as well and serves his 5-second penalty, which he got under the other virtual safety car, not this one. There he did, so he gets to take that. But it's interesting to see what happens here so very quickly, because there are battles around the circuit. 13 positions up for Ray, 9 for Nadim and 5 for Quintin. Then it's 8 for Granty Boy. 2, 2, and a few 3s and a few 1s for other drivers, and the losers are Conrad down 6 and Alonso down 4. So there you go. And just to show you as well, very quickly, sorry to interrupt you for 1 second, but 5th down to 8th and 10th down to 14th have all pitted twice. Everyone else pitted once.
Raz getting very close to Tariq now. Tariq on the 16-lap old hards. Nobody's gone further on a stint so far, so he's holding out well for now, but if he doesn't pit, he will start to lose time, as he will have to battle with Rai, unless he's willing to just give up the position here.
Well, you could. I think he's still got life in them hard tyres, but no, in he comes, he decided he hasn't got life in them hard tyres, and I'm completely wrong, as Ray now considers a lie. But no, I thought he could do at least 20 laps on them and then pit, but maybe he thinks that he wants to go on the mediums and go to the end. No, it's a wing change, that's why.
The amount of position changes has been unreal. I thought some guys were completely out of this race, and now they're halfway up the pack again.
Here he goes then down inside. Has he made this stick this time as big D-Mag? No, he hasn't, so he can't get past Conrad this time for P number 6. So it's really interesting to see. It's so fluctuating here, it has been. It's been really good and all. Oh, Dexter is out of the race now, as we have a full safety car because it's underneath the bridge. It's at the bridge. I mean, not the bridge, it's at the bridge / underneath the tunnel, or whatever you call it. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, that is I don't know what's happened there. I assume just a driver error. But yeah, it's going to bunch up the field again, which was finally looking like it was going to settle down. But now a safety car comes in to bunch everybody back up. The team should be able to take full advantage here, as he does have a big gap, so he will be able to pit, I assume, for a new set of mediums. But yeah, those guys that have just pitted, Granty Boy and Ignat's, really unfortunate for them. They might end up pitting again. I mean, there's no reason why they can't. Vano's actually come to the pits for a new set of softs, so he reckons he can go 10, 11 laps on a pair of soft tyres. We'll see how he gets on.
Yep, indeed. So, the top two are in, but I don't know why Ray didn't come in. He's on 6-lap hold. He could have gone onto the mediums and got a quicker lap there, but he's into the P1 now. So this is going to be interesting. We do, by the way, have 11 laps to go of this Grand Prix, and it is Ray leading from Nadim, Quintin, Alonso's. We'll wait till everyone comes out the pits. That might be a better option. But the top two, the top three are Ray, Nadim, Alonso, Conrad, and Big D Mag are your top lot in this race. Here they are as everyone goes around. But we do have 14th all the way down to 18th not finishing this race. So that is Dexter, Hoffner, Saggy, Fatface, Mackett, and Eugene not finishing the race today. They're not going to. With Mackett, I think it was, or Saggy, they basically had. It was Mackett had, just to tell everyone who's just tuning in, if you are, he had a puncher and no front wing and just couldn't stop and went straight into the wall. That's how it was. It may have been he was furiated and was like, no, I'm just going to go straight into the wall, but it looked to me like he couldn't brake properly and went straight into the wall. So
Possibly, yeah. I am curious about the soft runners, because we will have a few. We're definitely going to have at least two more laps under the safety cars. Everybody has to come and catch up. We've only got 13 drivers left on track. But yeah, there's only going to be 7, 8 laps once the safety car comes in left for these drivers. So those on the soft tires might actually be on the right strategy. So we're kind of just waiting for the field to bunch up. Yeah, nothing much going on. Just waiting. The guys that have gone out, so Eugene, Mackett, Saggy, Kong, and Dexter. That altercation between one of the racing points, I forget who it was, down to turn 5 was a very odd incident. 300 k's an hour coming down, and they have to pick a lane to brake, and they kind of just cross paths, and kind of like how the two Red Bull drivers, Daniel and Max, in Baku a couple of years ago, where they braked into each other. Very similar situation happened there between the two drivers. So really unfortunate for them. They both were running solid races, and the outcome now of this race is going to be very different thanks to them, because they've got a full safety car. Obviously it didn't cause this one, but the one before. Yeah, but yeah, I did say that Conrad, Nadim, and Ignat, as well as Zardi, all had a chance to win this race. It looks like 2 out of my 4 drivers are, potential race winners at this point. Rai is in first place on 7-lap old hards. I think he will get swamped by those on fresher tyres, though we might even see another safety car. This is already third one. This is the third one that we've had. But I wouldn't be surprised with only 7, 8 laps to go, somebody going for a bold move and maybe taking somebody out.
indeed, rightly saying we've got 7, 8, 9 laps to go. But just to say as well, if you didn't know already, everybody, we still have quite a lot of racing to go. The only thing I didn't think was Alonso was going to start on them 12 lap old hards. He has done, which is a mistake I think, but he may know something different than I do. But my predictions, as the safety car is in this lap, so only got 2 laps of safety car. My prediction was to have Hofner and Mackett in the top 3, so that's gone. The only driver now who can be in the top 3 from my predictions is Conrad. So hopefully we'll see if he can get top 3. But we're waiting now for the safety car to head into the pits, as it probably now is heading into the pits as we speak. As the top lot here are just now waiting for Ray to go whenever he's ready, as there's safety car into the pits, and he's gone very early. That's a very early go, but he's gone. And Nadeem gets a penalty for cutting the corner there. As we're green.
Conrad's falling down.
What's happened to Conrad? Oh, he's made a mistake. Wow, what happened there? I do not know, but off he goes again then, as Zardy comes into the pits.
I can't see any wing damage, so it must have just been a spin. But yeah, unfortunate for Conrad, he's lost a lot of positions here, and he's on all tyres.
But we still have it here. By the way, just to tell you, as side by side they go, and is it going to be the D-Mag going to get through? Is D-Mag going to get through? Yes, he is. Through he goes on Alonso into P number 3, and Alonso I think loses a little bit of front wing there, but not enough to lose anything. Does he lose a bit of front wing? Yes, he does, but not a lot. It's only a tiny bit of his end plate, so it'll be just a tiny bit, but looks alright to me though. There's a bit of something flying up off his car, could be in a bit of rubber or something, but 25 by the way, ladies and gentlemen, will be when the DRS is enabled again.
Granty has actually hit Quinton. I don't know if he's lost any front wing. Yeah, he's got an orange front left, so he's going to be much slower now. Ignatius is going to have to look to overtake him quite quickly, so Granty will end up in the pits, and he'll come out in, it looks like 12th place for him. But yeah, unfortunate for Grant, just outbraking himself. A lot of people outbraking themselves on that bridge really, and that corner onto that straight. So yeah, unlucky for Grant. He's gonna have to pit now. But Ra looking okay in the front. 9-lap old hards though. It's gonna be a struggle for him to keep Nadeem behind him.
As we have the closest battle on circuit right now is this one between Quintin and Ignite. It is, and Alonso, as Quintin goes down the outside line of Alonso into corner 4, can't do it there, and is going to try down the long straight here, which is 5 and 6 I think. Here it is, as he heads down it now into the corners. Now is Quintin going to make it through? Well, he goes down the outside line here on Alonso. Is he going to make a mistake? Yes, he is. Through he goes, but he spins. Alonso spins. So I don't know if there was contact or not there, but Alonso has spun the car. It was a very minimal contact if there was any.
Ignatius has lost wing as well, so he's going to slow the rest of the pack, and he's going to have to pit. But yeah, really unlucky contact there. It's affected both Ignatius and himself.
On board with Nadeem we go, and he is closing ever so quickly now. He is to Ray. He was 0.7 last time I looked. He's now 0.5. So Ray on them tyres must be struggling on them tyres then, because as you can see, Nadeem is closing. Just watching the replay back on the stream, which is live for you guys to watch on YouTube, that you're watching, guys. And Quintin goes down the outside line. He goes through, and just the front wheels of what we could see anyway. The front wheels of the back wheels of Quintin's car, and the front wheels and the wing of Ignite's car. Sorry, Alonso's car just clipped the back of his wheels, so it could just be that, or it could be actually Ignite's actually hit him. We don't know. We didn't see Ignite's footage, but yeah.
The battle for the lead is very close now. 3/10. Nadeem will have the DRS coming down the straight now.
Yep. Sorry if that took a long time. Sorry about
that. No problem. Yeah, Nadeem's gonna have a look now. He's taken the outside line. It's going to be very close. Ra does push him wide. It doesn't look like any wing has been lost, but for now Nadim is just gonna have to sit back and look for the next opportunity.
Granty Boy has retired in the pit lane, so that is him out of the race now. It was a great, because of that front wing, I think he just thought, I can't finish this race like this. But there you go. So he's now officially out. So we're down to 12, 2 more out, and everyone gets a point. So
Phantom still hasn't overtaken Ignatz. Ignatz with the wing damage, so it's going to be difficult for him to keep Phantom behind him. So we'll see how they get on. But the story right now is Nadim pressing for the lead. I don't think you'll get an overtake done here, so you'll probably have to wait till sector 1, I would think.
Probably will agree with you on that, and you do get DRS this lap. So this lap is DRS by the way. So when they come out the last corner, he will have DRS to go for it. So it will be good, and we may be doing interviews as well after this race. Well, I'm not entirely sure at the moment, but we may be doing.
I'm too tired to do interviews. It's been such a long race.
Well, yeah, we won't today, but we will do next week, guys, interviews. But sadly, this week we won't.
Alonso's crashed.
Where did he crash the car? Then let's have a look. Oh, on the straight, just before the hits the wall there and just can't move the car. No, very interesting, intriguing. But here goes Nadim then. Is he going to get past Ray this time? As he's not close enough to do anything, is he? No, he's not close enough. But right behind Quintin is, and Quintin going to go down the inside. Here he is. Oh, Big D Mag, or Big D Mag going to get through past him. Actually, no, nothing's going to happen there.
Yeah, I'm just having a look. Vanu's come into the pits again. Nadim not using any of his overtake to try get Rai, so Nadim will have some energy advantage coming into this next DRS zone.
Do you think though he knows maybe Rai's got another penalty compared to him, so he's just like, I'll stay behind and I'll win the race anyway?
Possibly. There's plenty of opportunities to overtake. We're only on lap 26, so they've still got 5-6 laps to go. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's just waiting for a clear opportunity.
Quintin gets a 3-second time penalty there for cutting the corner at the S's section, which is the chicane section just before the going underneath the grandstand. So something's going to happen there. Oh, sorry, the little S section just for the grandstand bit. Now they're going to the proper S section, which I call the chicane bit right near the end of the lap. As here he comes then across the line to Nadim, and he doesn't use again his overtake, which we are just going to show you very quickly. Look, they are going on here. It will be miles an hour by the way on my screen. It may be kilometres on yours, but it's miles an hour on mine. Just to say. As Conrad makes another mistake in the last corner.
Yeah, I think he'll be frustrated. Nadim having another look into the first DRS zone, picks the outside line, still doesn't get the overtake done. He's used a lot of his energy, but he has taken the outside line. Very, very close between these two, but Nadim has done it on the outside of turn 6. Very well done to himself. Wow, that was amazing from him. I know he has the tyre advantage, but to have the vision to do that overtake, I would have never thought of getting it done there.
Same. I thought maybe there's only like 3 overtaking opportunities, but Ray is still kept behind him though, so he's closing in to actually keep the position here. So sadly there'll be no interviews after the end of the race tonight, just to tell everybody if you are watching this back, or watching this, because we are just too tired, / I've got to go anyway, so there we go. Would have just had enough time to do literally one word, like a 1-sentence interview, but with every driver, but yeah. But as Ray now out the last corner he comes. Nadim now heading into the last corner, now he comes. Got 4 laps to go and they cross the line, so 4 to go now for Nadim. Before he's crowned champion of season 1 here, not season 1, but crowned champion of Singapore.
Trying to have a look at any penalties that the drivers might have. So if I look at Nadim, he's gotten 1 penalty, whereas Rai he's also got 1 penalty. So yeah, this is full position now. There's no 3-second gaps to look out for. Nadim is right now your race leader. Conrad's coming to the pit again, as well as his teammate. I think they've realized, hey, we can go for the fastest lap here. We're not really challenging for any more positions.
Indeed.
Everybody kind of bunching out now. Nobody really close to each other. I mean, the top three is quite close. I think we'll see Quinton overtake Rye shortly as the tyres start to take advantage over Rye. So Quinton will get closer and closer until he probably gets into a DRS zone and gets the overtake done. Relatively smooth S's by everybody there. Quinton will have DRS into the first corner. Too far away to make anything happen. Zardi with another 3-second penalty, isn't he? He is in last place though, so that won't really count for much.
Indeed. Does Quinton, just quickly asking, does Quinton have more penalties than Ray, or?
I think Quinton does have more penalties, but what I remember, yeah, he's got 2 penalties. So he will need, if he clears Ray, he will need to do it by 3 seconds.
But then you've got to look at it and know that he's on the same tyres as Nadim anyway. So just Quinton pretty much needs to win the race and hope to pull a 2-second gap on Nadim to then get second.
I don't think Nadim's in his mind at the minute. I think there's just far too few laps remaining for him to have a charge for first place. However, Rye is looking. It's looking interesting. I think Rye is probably looking good for second place at the minute, though. I don't see Quinton pulling 3 seconds in 2 laps.
No, I don't think I do either, really. When they cross the line up with 2 laps, so it's going to be interesting to see as they have 2 and a quarter laps to go as they head into underneath the stadium, the grandstand. Through they go underneath the grandstand now. They do out they come then, and here comes Nadim across the line to start his penultimate lap of the race. So 2 laps to go now for him. The closest battle on circuit now is Ignite has closed it up. Wow, I didn't think this would happen. And here he goes then on the G-Man. Down the inside he goes. Is he going to make it stick? Nope, he's not. Actually, he might because G-Man goes wide. Nope, G-Man cuts him off and ignites, and G-Man keeps the position in P7.
Quinton now using all the overtake he can to try get Rye. Oh, very, very close again. Almost a clone of that crash between the Racing Point and the Red Bull earlier in the race, but he does get the overtake done. Very nicely done from him. There hasn't been too many overtakes into that corner. Obviously there has been some, but not as much as I would have thought. Coming into this race, the braking zone into turn 5 looked by far the easiest overtaking position, as Conrad sets the fastest lap at a 35.8, much quicker than anybody else. The previous fastest lap was like a 37.8, so he's blitzed the field there.
He has indeed, as we're just looking at G-Man and Ignites. They are pretty close together now. 0.6. Let's see what they can do on the first DRS zone of the lap. Nothing at the moment, but Ignites does close the gap up a little bit. But Quinton has lost ground. He's lost ground. He was 0.3, it's now 0.6. So I think he's just admitting defeat and saying, yeah, I'll take third, it's a good point.
The battle for last place has been really good at the start of this lap. Zardi does have the DRS, but he doesn't have any overtake. He's on 0%. He takes the outside line. He does brake a bit deeper, but doesn't get the position. It's been good racing between these two. It is for the final point of the race. Oh! Jeez. Yeah, I think... I don't want to put the blame on Zardi, but I think he might have had an issue there.
As they carry on racing, as Nadim is on the top, where are we? As we are on the last lap of the Grand Prix, as I go on board now with Quinton, and it's raining. It is raining, but we only have 1 lap to go, so it won't matter.
Yeah, I don't think the rain will make a difference. Varney gets a 5-second penalty for corner cutting. Very lucky for these drivers. They would have heard on the radio, "Hey, there's some rain coming. You might want to come in for some inters." But yeah, fortunately, it only falls on the last lap. So yeah, it doesn't look like Quinton will get Rye unless Rye makes a big mistake here. Rye does have 3 seconds in terms of penalties compared to Quinton, who has 6. But for now, Nadim will be your race winner going to the last sector.
He will indeed, as Conrad has Ignites right behind him now, which is charging. Ignites is here. Don't think Ignites will overtake him because he's nowhere near, but let's see then, as here he comes then into the section now. He comes underneath the grandstand he goes now, or underneath the stand he goes anyway. Into the chicane, now he turns, through and out of that, and now heading to the last corner he comes. It's going to be a cracking race there from Nadim it is. And as Vino's out, Vino's retired, but Nadim wins the race there, he does. Second is Ray, and third is Quintin.
Conrad's racing full position now for P7. He has got the inside line over G-Man. On much fresher tyres, he does get the move done. The rain will start making it more slippery for these drivers now, but Conrad with a very good move into that second DRS zone, and it looks like he will keep 7th place, obviously depending on penalties. But yeah, Ra's done very well to keep out Quinton there. Nadim, obviously our race winner. Yeah, I think this will be our final running order, pending any other incidents.
Ronald now out the last corner he comes, 20 seconds behind the big G-Mag, but crosses now he does. Now
Conrad gets 3-second penalty.
Crosses, and the G-Man crosses and takes that position back. Ignites actually overtakes all of them. And where is Zardi? Zardi, well, he's a little bit further back. He's got about another 6 corners to go, and then he'll be finishing the race.
He's got some wing damage as well, so he's very much just nursing at home. Just make sure, you know, I don't put it on the wall. But yeah, it will be a hard-earned point for him.
It will indeed. There it will. As that is it then for the race, as we're just waiting now for Zardi. But here he comes out of the last corner. Now he comes, twitching through it though he comes, and Zardi takes the last point, and we're delighted, I think he will, with that. Because it's the last point there it will. But there you go then, that is your race here at Singapore done. Next week it's Hungary, another tight, twisty circuit, as we always say, Hungary is. Always.
Yeah, the Hungary will be interesting. It's a similar type of track, so you would assume that the drivers that did well in this race will do well in the next one. But I mean, I think we've had 4 different winners now.
Yep, that is correct. 4 different winners, so anyone's game to know what happens here. But here's the podium celebrations. But I didn't see it, so I'm just going to tell you that driver of the day today, by the game, was given to 2nd position. Was given to Ray or Rye.
Yeah, he's done really well. I mean, I looked at him on the hard tyres and I thought, no, he had no chance, but he's done really well to keep 2nd.
But there you go then. So here are your final order then. As I'll quickly go through it for you, and then we'll end the stream off. So it was Nadim winning 1:39.141 is his quickest lap, and it was a 57 minutes and 1 second race. Ray in 2nd, Quintin 3rd, 4th Phantom Bunny, 5th Big G Mag, Ronald 6th, 7th Ignites, 8th G-Man, 9th Conrad, and 10th Zardi. Then it was your non-finishers: Vino, Alonso, Granty Boy, Dexter, Hoffner, Sagi, Mackett, and Eugene were the ones there who did not finish. So Sagi, Fat Face. Then it was Mackett, and then it was Eugene who did not finish the race. So there you go then. That's the street circuit. How did you find that race, and final thoughts?
Tiresome. I think they need to make it a bit shorter, in all honesty. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. A lot of overtaking. Safety car always it always brings a few surprises, and some of the incidents were big incidents, and I'm sure it'll go to the stewards. But all in all, a really good race, and I'm looking forward to Hungary next week.
Yeah, so stream is struggling a little bit, but there we go then. Yeah, it is. I do apologise for that, guys. But anyway, there you go, guys. That is it for tonight on the stream. To everyone who is listening, who is on Nadim and Quintin, if you are listening to the stream, I have to go now, I'm sadly saying, but thank you for a great race tonight as well, and thanks again for joining, Dylan. It
Yeah, thanks very much, and hopefully I'll see you soon.
Okay, see you soon then. But yeah, guys, that is it. We'll be back in Hungary next week. So from all of us here at the SAF1 Esports team, it's goodbye, and we'll see you next week in Hungary. Goodbye.